So tell me about how you came to Bo Crane.
Um, how did I come about? I think he was on like, he was real close to where I used to live, probably about 10, 15 minutes away. And I heard like, Pretty Tony and all those people were doing their stuff through Bo. So I went over to the office just to see what was going on over there, and show face and see if we could get an offer. And the first thing he said to me is like, "It's about time that you guys came to me." So apparently he was watching, what we were doing.
Rolling well.
Yeah, I was just gonna give you a little story, a
Yeah,
little
please.
FYI. It was funny. I was at Weekends and I heard "Shake That Thing" for the first time, and I was like, "Wow, it was a good song. I liked it." And Clay D was performing with Magic Mike, and he was up there, and I don't remember what songs they were doing, Boot to Booty, whatever it was, I don't remember. But anyways, they're performing, and Clay D comes to the front of the stage, and I got to tell you, every girl at that front of the stage ran to the front of the stage and grabbed this guy by his crotch area. And I'm looking at this, I don't even want to say this, ugly, ugly guy on stage, and they're just grabbing him. I'm thinking, wow, all that for a song. I want to be like that guy, you know? And then after we got together, as Vicious Bass again, we did a show at Hot Wheels as Vicious Bass. And the first, when we got on stage, as soon as we started rapping, I came to the front of the stage. I actually got grabbed by my pants, by my crotch area, and they were yanking me off stage to a point where I was having to hit them with the microphone so I wouldn't fall off of the stage. And that was my first Vicious Bass show, probably my only Vicious Bass show, to be honest with you. It was that maybe one or two shows I did as Vicious Bass. After that, they went on and toured because I went on as 2BMF.
Yeah, so let's jump back to the point of the story, meeting Bo Crane.
Meeting Bo Crane, yeah.
Go ahead, please.
I do know that when I went to him, he asked for some demos, not really demos, but like he wanted to hear like some samples of what we had going on at that time. So what did I bring to him? I had it. Jock had started a beat at one time. He was going to produce a song for us. I don't believe we had the title at that time, or it might have been "Pushing the Bush." It might have been the title. So that's one of the first ones that I brought to him. He started the beat. He had like a pattern going and the samples going, and I just finished up the whole song. I created the song around that. But sorry if I didn't give you
I
any.
never took it personally because at that time there was beef with Bo Crane, and I just assumed that Bo took my name off it.
Right. I mean,
Go along, you bastard.
Jock, it's okay. I'm
No, I mean,
giving credit on that long before any of you talk anyway.
and it's funny because I think maybe maybe a line or two from that song was because "Pushing the Bush" was actually something I originally recorded as Vicious Beat a long time ago in Hideaway, actually. But the hook was different, until Jock came up with, that version of it. It was totally different. The verses weren't, but I actually, being that they took "Come On Rockin' Freak" and took my verses and all that and didn't change almost nothing, I went ahead and I took one of the lines. I kept one of the lines in that Madness Road, I was like, well, he took mine. I wasn't trying to steal from him, but it worked for the song and I loved it, so I just kept with it.
Did Madness ever say anything about that?
No, not at all.
I didn't know that.
He never did. He never did. I couldn't tell you what line it was anymore, but I'm pretty sure I had a line in there of his.
The single was released. It did well enough for me to be excited about it. How did you feel comparing the potential of the new era as opposed to everything you just left behind?
Well, I saw Bo was doing, he had a big catalog of Miami bass artists, back then, and I thought it was going to be something really good, I mean, I didn't think I was I didn't think it was a step down, I could tell you that. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to do another gold or platinum album again, be on one of those, but I didn't think it was a step down at that time.
The single did well, and you got the chance to do the album.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what it was like to finally have your first, I won't say solo album because it was a group, but it was your group. What was that like?
Well, the thing about the album was released late, very late. And the reason is, and I know you're going to go into this, but I produced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bass, for Beat Dominator, with the Beat Dominator. And because of how that took off, kind of like the 2BMF album went on the back burner for a little bit. So
That's-
it came out way too late, like probably a year after it was done.
Yeah, I lost interest, to be honest.
Yeah.
I did. Neil Case, let's talk about your meeting with Neil Case and why you gelled and became such a partnership.
Okay. Neil was pretty much the engineer for most of the projects for Pandisc. And he engineered Pushing the Bush. So one day he's like, look, I'm doing an album for Bo, an instrumental bass album, and I want, if you could come by with some tracks and let me hear what you got, maybe I could use some of them. So I went to his house with my SP1200. The one that he chose was actually a track, I don't think I had a name for it, but I was producing it for Debbie Deb. And he loved it. So he's like, I want to use that. So we went to the studio. The majority of it was pretty much produced. It was just basically adding those vocal samples. And I had the hook and everything done. Everything was pretty much done in that. But I mean, he helped me with the arrangement and all, but I had the main patterns already done because it was going to be for Debbie Deb the way it was.
So that led to a real partnership. What was the signal that this wasn't just a one-off?
Wow, it was just selling like crazy. I mean, and it became so big in Japan that we started getting licensed like crazy. I mean, they even licensed that song in reverse in an album in Japan. It was nuts. It was doing so good. And all of a sudden, Pandisc had a Christmas party. I go to the Christmas party, and all of a sudden, everybody's wearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bass T-shirts, and it was nuts. And he's like, we got to do a video. So he decided to do a video all on film, like 26 grand he spent on it. It was pretty amazing.